Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. Today I'm going to be making maple Dijon dressing. Not sure if I'm going to like it or not. I typically only eat Italian dressing. I eat fat-free Italian a lot, but I really like creamy Italian. And as you know, creamy Italian is not very low in calories and it's not very low in points. I have some in the fridge currently. I believe it's 4 points for 2 tablespoons on the green WW plan, which I do account for, but obviously kind of sucks, but it's delicious. So I don't know, I'm gonna try this. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but it doesn't really call for a tremendous amount of ingredients or much of each ingredient. So I'm really not wasting too much if I don't like it, but maybe somebody else will like it if you make it as well. It says it makes a cup, but it calls for like a tablespoon of this and 2 tablespoons of that. I don't see how it's gonna make a cup of dressing, but I'll find out at the very end. Also, it calls for extra virgin olive oil. I don't have any, so I'm gonna substitute it with coconut oil. Not sure if that'll make a difference in the taste or not. I don't have anything to compare it against, so I don't know, but I'm gonna get creative. So let's get started. Okay, I have my recipe out. I did already melt 1 teaspoon of coconut oil that's down in here, which is not very much, obviously. It does call for salt and pepper. Obviously, you would do that to your liking. I'm just gonna go ahead and plop some pepper in here because I like pepper. 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. I swore I had Dijon mustard. I have honey mustard and spicy brown. So I'm gonna use spicy brown, see what happens. Hopefully it won't be gross, but again, we'll find out together. Like I said, it really doesn't call for very much of each ingredient, so I really don't see how they're getting an entire cup of dressing out of this. I had to have read it wrong. I don't know. I'll go back and look at the recipe, and I will link the recipe in the description box. 1 tablespoon of Dijon. I'm using spicy brown mustard. I like spice, so hopefully it'll be good. I'm really hoping I like this because this is something that looks really easy to make, and it would be a lot less points. So we're gonna see. I should be specific. The recipe itself, I believe it called for regular maple syrup, so I actually counted it in the app originally with using sugar-free syrup because that's all I have regular syrup, but I want to lower the points. So I'm going to use the sugar-free, but by all means, if you don't want to use sugar-free items, you know, just calculate it in your app. Can't get the lid open. That's what I hate about syrup. It gets so sticky. Just calculate it using the ingredients that you're using. But if you're going to calculate it with the points that I have, you have to use the same ingredients that I have. Also, I don't think mustard was any points on any plan, so you really don't have to count anything for this recipe except for the oil and I believe like the syrup. 2 tablespoons of syrup. Yeah, this is definitely not going to make a cup. I need to go back and check that, but I just don't see where they're coming up with a cup of dressing here. And it calls for red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons. I have high hopes, but it makes like a half a cup in here, so I don't really know. Mix it up really good. Honestly, this would probably get me like two salads, two like standard medium-sized salads. It doesn't smell horrible. I mean, I like all the stuff that's actually in it, so fingers crossed. I am gonna taste it, but I do think that the longer it sits, the more the flavors will meld together, so I don't really think it's gonna be an incredibly accurate assessment. It's honestly not too bad. It's a little bit strong, but yeah, I think I would definitely try this. And like I said, it barely made any. I don't know what the recipe's talking about. It would probably be good with some garlic as well. I don't know. Again, you could use regular syrup, but just make sure that you are counting it accurately. And it would probably also be a lot better if you had like genuine maple syrup, because that is what it calls for, and I have sugar-free original. I'm just working with what I got. It does probably affect the recipe, so I can't say that if I didn't like it that the recipe was gross or just was disgusting, because if I'm not using exactly what the recipe calls for, you can't really complain, right? But yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. I'm going to put this in a different container and stick it in the fridge, and hopefully this evening when I make a salad with dinner, I will let you know for sure if I like it or not. That'll give it a little bit of a time to meld together, see if I like it. I have a couple other recipes planned, so stick around. Please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for coming back. I forgot to measure it out for everyone. It came out to, sorry, I don't have it on my tripod. It came out to 6 tablespoons, so I don't know where they got a cup, but I measured it out as 2 tablespoons each, so 3 servings, and it is 1.42 tablespoons, all plans.